Let's get to some of our non-negotiables. The Bear, according to Mike Hoskins, our producer, nominated for 23 Emmy nominations, which is the record for a comedy series, to which I responded, it's a comedy? Because I've watched the new season. I've watched every episode.
That's like the last like 2 seasons of
comedy?
Barry was like, it was a comedy, and you're like, I'm watching Barry, not a comedy.
It's a dark comedy.
Yeah.
How dark?
Yeah.
Totally
Pretty
jet
dark.
black. It's completely dark. Let's get, though, to our NFL non-negotiables. We're going by division throughout the course of this week. AFC North.
Hey, Tom, before you start that, maybe you should let them know what the non-negotiable, like for the Bear, if you don't know, they want to become a Michelin star restaurant,
correct.
Right?
And so it's basically the list of things that have to be a certain way, and then other people start coming to Carmi with their non-negotiables.
Carmi knows what it's like to work in Michelin star restaurants, so he wrote out a list of non-negotiables.
And he wants to get a star. He wants to get a star for the Bear, which is the restaurant that they're building. So the non-negotiables. There you go. Hit that drop again.
Non-negotiable.
There it is. So the non-negotiables, AFC North. In other words, the things that absolutely have to happen for these teams to be factors in 2024. Let's start out with the Browns. I don't think that this is, breaking any news here, but it's time for them to get return on investment from Deshaun Watson. The guy has played very little football over the last 3 seasons. Sat out the entire 2021 season while in a contract dispute. There were allegations surfacing, but it was about he wanted out. I shouldn't say a contract dispute. They'd already re-signed him, but he wanted to go someplace else. They didn't feel like they could trade him at that point. Didn't play that entire year. 2022 serves, I believe it was an 11-game suspension. Plays 6 games down the stretch. Comes out last year, ramping up. Plays the best game he's ever played. Turns out he's playing through a completely busted up shoulder and misses the rest of the year. You need Deshaun Watson to play like a guy who's making $46 million a year.
Non-negotiable.
Ravens, you got to have Derrick Henry be an impact player. It's simple as that. I'm very fascinated to see. Henry's done a lot of his damage, quarterback under center, head of steam. Now you're playing with a quarterback who likes to be in the shotgun or the pistol a lot. How's that going to work out? He's got to make an impact. The Steelers, we'll talk a ton about the quarterbacks. They got to be the best on defense. When they've been at their best, they've been a defense-dominant team. Last year, 23rd in yards per play, 6th in scoring. They got to be even better. And for the Bengals, pretty straightforward here. Keep Joe Burrow healthy. If you call it what it is, he had one fully healthy season. They went to the Super Bowl. Every other year, he's been dealing with something. He's been banged up. They've invested in offensive linemen, guys like Orlando Brown, to protect him. It's easy to say, harder to do. Keep Joe Burrow on the field if you want to try to be worst to first this year.
Non-negotiable.
And I think that division is one of the most fascinating from top to bottom that there is in the NFL.
In-season Hard Knocks.
And it will be in-season Hard Knocks. I saw Cam Hayward said, not thrilled about being on the show. I hope that he's watching the off-season Hard Knocks, which, as I said at the top of the show, it's the best behind-the-scenes football show I've ever seen. I understand it's also harder when you're in the season because then you've got schematics and you've got games, there's players involved. This one's it's a smaller list of people who had to be on board for the Giants. But I think it's going to be a great show. Just the quarterbacks in that division alone. I mean, think about that. In one division, you got Joe Burrow, who has been to a Super Bowl. You got Lamar Jackson, who's coming off his second MVP. You've got Deshaun Watson, who we've seen play at a Pro Bowl level, just not in years and coming off a significant injury. And then, in Pittsburgh, they have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Everything pointing toward Russell Wilson getting every opportunity to win that job. But as we talked about yesterday, Justin Fields is a player who, no matter what situation he's in, he's going to flash. If you play him a quarterback in the preseason, he's going to flash. If you just get him out on the perimeter and you have to do gadget stuff, he's going to flash. If you play him on kick returns, which is something that the Steelers have at least toyed with, I don't think that we see it, in part because if you're Justin Fields and you think I got a chance to be a $50, $60 million quarterback, why am I going to agree to take a kick return back? One way or another, he's going to see the field.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.